Hey guys, it's Anna and welcome to my channel. Today's video is basically just a bunch of your guys' requests combined in a video. So we have a get ready with me talking about the whole California situation, like how I moved to Michigan and then how I came back by myself. My family's still in Michigan. A look using the Colourpop Dream Street palette, using color on the lower lash line, reviewing the Laura Mercier foundation, and then updating you guys on the new Wet n Wild makeup that I use in my full face of Wet n Wild video. So if any of these things sound interesting to you, or maybe you even requested one of these, this video is for you. I really wanted to do a get ready with me because I feel like I haven't posted a personal video in a while, and yeah, I wanted you guys to have the chance to get to know me a bit better. So if that's something you're interested in and you like this makeup look, then go ahead and keep watching. Alright, so today I'm actually going to start out with primer. Normally you guys know I like to start with my eyes, but we're going to have a pretty simple eye look today, so I'm just going to start with the face. This is the Wet n Wild Dewy Primer. I feel like I've already gone through like a third of this tube. I'm obsessed with this stuff. I can already tell you this is holy grail. This is my all-time favorite drugstore primer. I cannot put it down. It's hydrating on the skin and it gives a super glowy, like pearlescent shine to your face, and it has a tacky feel to it, so I feel like your makeup just lasts longer and really adheres to it. Every foundation I put on top of this like works well with it. I know some primers and foundations just don't cooperate well, but this is just amazing under everything I've used. And then for my foundation, I'm going to be using the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Foundation. This one is in the shade Cashew. So I've been testing this out for a while. As you can see, I've already used up a decent amount. So I've been doing a lot of wear tests off camera, of course, and I wanted to give you guys like my final thoughts and review. So for those of you guys who don't know, I have dry skin. As the day goes on, I will have a little bit of shine like in my T-zone, which is normal. And this foundation I was a little bit nervous to try just because it is so matte. There is no shine to this foundation whatsoever. I believe this is the most matte foundation I have in my collection. But even though I have such dry skin, I find that this doesn't make me feel dry. It doesn't emphasize dryness. It doesn't make me feel like tight and pulled. And based off of my wear test, I would say this is actually a really nice long wearing foundation. This will last 8 hours until you start to see a little bit of wear around the nose, on the chin, around my mouth a little bit. Nothing like bad, like you'd have to look up close. I can definitely tell. And then at the 10-hour mark, that is when I want to take my makeup off, because then the foundation starts looking a little makeup-y, a little cakey. This area right here, everywhere else on my skin would look flawless. Like I found that the longer I would wear it, the nicer it looked. And then at that 10-hour mark, I did see a little bit of shine on my forehead. If you have oily skin, that might be concerning. But for me, I don't mind a little bit of shine because I like a super glowy complexion, which is funny because this is such a matte foundation. But if I want a super like blank canvas, everything canceled out, then this is the kind of foundation I would reach for. Has a very buildable, nice coverage. I don't have any issues when applying more layers of it. So it definitely has medium to full coverage, blends really easily into the skin, and I would recommend it. Then for my concealer, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Photofocus Concealer. This is in the shade Light Ivory. Couldn't find it there for a second. I love this concealer. The coverage is impressive, like definitely full coverage, not Tarte Shape Tape level. I haven't found a concealer Tarte Shape Tape level, but it definitely has full coverage. It blends so nicely into the skin. The only like little nitpicky thing I would say is that the applicator doesn't pick up a bunch of products, so I do have to dip in like 2 or 3 times, but like big whoop. And I just find that this concealer has worked with every foundation I've used so far and paired it with. I would say it has like a medium thickness, like it's a little bit thicker than what I'm used to using in a concealer. Normally I use pretty watery concealers, but this isn't drying at all on my under eyes. And it doesn't feel heavy, but it is definitely just a little bit thicker than what I normally use, but I don't mind that. And then for my powder, I'm going to be using the original RCMA No Color powder. I have it in my little cap here with my little mini sponge, slightly damp, and bake away. And while we are baking, I'm going to go ahead and use the Wet n Wild Contour Makeup Stick. This is in the shade Call Me Maple. I'm just going to do one side at a time to avoid it drying too quickly. I really love the color of this shade in particular. It looks so natural and like that warm terracotta color. And I find this product to be so nice for people who are beginners with cream contour. Like, I am not a master at cream contour by any means, but I don't have any issues with this product whatsoever. It blends out really nicely, but then still keeps that color and pigment. I know some cream contours, they just kind of like blend away into nothing, or they can look muddy and patchy, and this just looks very natural and just pretty on the skin. And I do like to go in with like half of my face just because it's just a lot easier to blend when you're not letting it sit there and dry. But I have done it all over my face before, and I'm still able to blend it out like perfectly, but it's just easier to blend when I just do half of my face. So I guess I will start chatting as a part of this Get Ready With Me video. It's a little bit difficult because I'm trying to like review products, update you guys on things, and do a Get Ready With Me and just chat with you guys. So I asked a while back, sorry, it's been a while, in a video what you guys wanted me to talk about, because I wanted to do a more personal Get Ready With Me. I've had a few of guys who are so sweet. You asked to do like a Q&A, which I want to do so bad, but I feel like if I asked, like, I wouldn't get a lot of questions. Like, I feel like I need more subscribers to do that, and I love each and every one of you so much. But I might wait, I think, to like 5,000 subscribers to do a Q&A. But anyway, one of the questions I got was just to talk about basically like my journey to California, because for those of you guys who don't know, I grew up in California like my whole life. I'm Dutch 100%, like both sides of my family are Dutch. I have like 75% of my family lives in the Netherlands, and then the rest of them are just scattered throughout the US. But after my senior year of high school, my dad got a job offer and we ended up moving to Michigan. I lived there for a year, and then I came back to California by myself. So just to backtrack a bit, I didn't know what I wanted to go to college for. I did know that I for sure wanted to go to the junior college in my area. It's a very popular college, very well known, reputable, and I wanted to do that to save money, because for me personally, it's not worth it to spend like so much money to go to a 4-year university. But if you go to a junior college for 2 years, you're still getting the degree from that 4-year university. Like, no one's gonna know you went to a junior college your first 2 years, but you're not paying nearly the amount that you would if you went just straight to that university. By the way, using the e.l.f. Fiji Matte Duo, and I'm just going to use this shade. And ever since I was a little girl, it's been my dream to be an actress. That is just like my biggest passion in life, is acting. I did it ever since I was a little girl. I've been in many plays and musicals and little films, not like films you guys would know, just for like projects or fun or whatever. I have an insane passion for acting and performing. I love it more than anything in the world, like transforming into this character. I love being like the villains or the crazy people, the funny people, like those are just the best. But my dad worked in the Hollywood business, and the Hollywood business is very unpredictable money-wise, because you can have some months where it's like you just hit the jackpot, maybe you come out with a movie, you know, something big comes along, and then other months there's literally nothing. So it was hard growing up as a kid because, you know, we definitely had some tough times because of that. And that just really scared me, and I didn't want that for myself or my kids one day. Like, I want us to be like secure and safe. It's just so unpredictable and scary for me, but I also don't want to give up on it because I do 100% believe in following your dreams, because I don't want to be an old lady one day, Lord willing, and have never followed my dreams. So I still want to do it, but I just didn't want to put like all my eggs in one basket, basically. So senior year of high school comes along, and my dad gets a job offer from the college that him and my mom actually ended up going to together, met at in Michigan, and he gets a offer to be a professor at this school. And I flipped out at this point. All of my siblings did, because we did not want to go to Michigan. Like, we love California, we love home, we love our friends, and my parents were just like, oh no, like, no, we're not gonna move, let's just check it out, like, for fun. Let's see Michigan. And then just like all of a sudden at the end of my senior year, it was like, yeah, we're gonna move to Michigan. And that just hit me like a train, because Alex and I had been dating for several years. We met sophomore year, so we'd been dating for 3 years at this point. And long distance is not something that I ever want to do, but I think that it is worth it if the person is worth it. And if you are both in it together and it's something you guys both want to do, I say go for it, because if that person is important enough for you, like, put in the effort and the work, and in the long run, it's going to be so worth it. So we already knew we were going to do the whole long distance thing, but I was dreading it. And it just kind of seemed like my whole world was falling apart and crashing down. Like, all of my acting and singing, like, everything that I was used to was here. Like, the weather, my friends, everything, like, I had my life planned out, I would say. How I saw my life going, I didn't expect it to wind up this way. And I just wasn't in a place in my life where I felt like I could be alone and I could stay in California. Like, I just didn't feel like I was at that level of maturity yet, even though I definitely wanted to stay, but it was all like so rushed. So I ended up going to the school that my dad worked at. It's a private Christian college in Michigan, and we are Christian. For those of you guys who didn't know, I don't think I've ever mentioned it on my channel actually. This is the Essence Satin Touch blush in the shade Satin Love. Very pigmented, so go in with the left hand. And I had a very, very difficult time adjusting to life in Michigan. To be honest, I didn't adjust to it. Trying to talk here and show you guys the products. Ofra Beverly Hills highlighter. I became truly depressed in Michigan. I felt very alone, very like in denial. It just wasn't for me. It's nothing against Michigan, the Midwest, anything like that. Honestly, the people are so nice and friendly there. I don't know. It's not like I had any issues with anyone. Like, people liked me, I had friends there, but it just didn't feel like anyone truly like knew me for me. I did have 2 or 3 people that I got quite close to actually, and one of them I'm actually still very good friends with. But yeah, I had a very tough time living there, and I just decided, you know what, this is not for me. It was extremely hard to deciding to leave my family, because I'm the oldest out of 4 kids, and I love my siblings so much. They mean the world for me. I would die for them in a heartbeat. Like, just thinking about them like makes me want to cry. Like, I'll see videos of them, or they'll talk to me on the phone and they're like, Anna, like, Anna's on the phone, like, and it's just really hard hearing about like my little sister's like boy crushes, and she'll call me like for advice, or my brother's gonna have to have surgery in a few months and I'm not gonna be there. My other sister literally just turned 18 and is an adult. It's hard not to be there for holidays and birthdays, so that was really hard to decide to leave them. And my parents too, of course. Like, it's really hard to essentially be your own person, be an adult. I feel like I'm moving very slowly with my makeup because I'm like thinking about, you know, my story, but also doing the makeup. So sorry if I'm like stuck on one place for a while. California just has a very different vibe to it. And I'm sure there's a ton of people who don't like California. It's a very crazy, lively, busy, you know, state. There's a lot of things going on here, and it's not for everyone. But for me, you know, Michigan wasn't for me, and California is my home. And that summer, I moved in with a very close friend of mine and her family, which was amazing and so kind and so sweet of them to do. I ended up sharing a room with my friend, but it was never meant to be a permanent situation. So after a few months, I ended up moving into Alex's house with his family, and now I have my own room here, and that is where my whole filming setup is. I'm in my room right now. And so right now I'm basically just saving up money to go out completely 100% on my own. I just bought a car a few months ago, which is so incredibly exciting. I'm just saving up to get my own place, which is scary for me, I'm not gonna lie, because I don't like the idea of living alone. Like, Alex is my best friend, and it is not a traditional situation at all. Like, I didn't plan for this. I grew up with a traditional family. I would say I'm pretty traditional myself. Like, I never planned on, you know, living with my boyfriend. I know it's a thing that a lot of people do nowadays, but for me, that's something I wanted to do, like, once we were married. But, you know, I'm in a very weird situation, and I'm so grateful for his family and everything they've done for me. Completely opened up their home. They're just the sweetest, kindest, most loving people ever. They truly are family to me. Even at like family gatherings, like Thanksgiving, any holiday at all, everyone's just asking like, is Anna gonna come? They're so sweet. So all in all, it is very difficult for me to be without my family sometimes, especially just because I feel that sense of responsibility. Like, because I am the oldest, I just feel like I have to be there for those big things, and I should be there even for the small things. Like, I want to be there for them no matter what and always. But I'm also so incredibly happy being in California. I'm so happy I'm back. I love Alex so much, and it's so amazing that I get to be with him all of the time. I love his family, I love my job, I love my coworkers, I love my friends, and I'm just in a very good place in my life. Very busy place for sure. I cannot wait for summer because then I just get to film a bunch of YouTube videos. I'm so excited. And also, Alex and I are gonna go visit Michigan for 2 weeks this summer, and I'm so stoked about that. And I wanted to share this freaking amazing find with you guys. This is the Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Mascara. I have the shade Nothing But Brunette. This is the best eyebrow gel / mascara hair lifter I have ever tried. Holy crap, it is so good. I still stand by like my initial first impressions, and when I said that the applicator was too big. I feel like this is a better size for someone with super thick brows, which I don't have, but the formula is incredible. This literally lifts and just keeps them in place. It doesn't make them feel heavy or crunchy. I will sometimes just use this on my brows. I won't even fill in my brows every single day, and this does the job. It texturizes every single hair and will keep it in place throughout the entire day. All right, so I've zoomed you guys in real close so you can see every little move that I do, because I always have some of you guys asking to get even closer when I do eyeshadow looks. So I'm going to be using the Colourpop and Kathleen Light's Dream Street palette. I love this palette. It's so incredibly beautiful. I got requests to do another look using this palette. So the first look that I did incorporated the more like warm tones, like the golds and this coral color right here. So today I'm going to do more of a cool toned blue kind of look. And then I also got a request to do a tutorial on basically using like a color on the lower lash line and have it more neutral looking on the top lid, because she said that whenever she puts eyeshadow like on her top lid, she can never see it because she has extremely hooded eyes. I have hooded eyes as well, and a tip I have for you guys who also have hooded eyes is to bring your transition shades up quite high, because I feel like in YouTube tutorials, they're always like, oh, I'm gonna pop this in the crease, but you know, for people with hooded eyes, your crease is right here, which pretty much gets hidden. So I like to put my transition color in the crease and a bit above, so pretty much just like almost right underneath the brow, but I leave a little bit of space to do that like brow highlight later on. But basically all the steps that you normally see in YouTube tutorials, Instagram tutorials, whatever, just bring it a little bit higher so you can still see it when you're looking forward. Because I mean, if I just put shadow here, you wouldn't be able to see that on me either because I have hooded eyes. So I just like to bring everything up a bit. But nevertheless, I will still take that request. So I'm going to use this color as my transition shade today. So I'm going to show you guys what I mean when talking about applying that transition shade. So I like to go in windshield wiper motions, and then I also like to go in with circular motions because the windshield wiper motions bring your shadow back and forth, you know, to grab all the parts in your eye you want to grab. And then the circular motions just help with the whole blending process. And I like to start off applying it into the crease because then that's where most of your pigment is gonna be. Because if you just apply it up here, there's really nowhere for it to blend or like smoke out. And then on a shader brush, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the shade Moony. And this is such a beautiful like pearl shade. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. And with the big fat blending brush, I'm just going to softly run this in between the two colors, make it nice and blended. And then since we're going in with a blue on the lower lash line, I don't want to just like throw on a pop of color on the lower lash line. I like to have a little bit of cohesiveness with the top lid and the lower lash line. So I'm just going to dip into Kaleidoscope on this tiny little brush, and I'm going to pop this right in the center of my lid to just add that little bit of shift of blue. I'm going to spray my brush. So I'm going to focus most of it at the base, make it wider down here, and have it slowly trickle up and get a little bit smaller as it goes up. And then without any setting spray on my brush, I pick up a little bit more product and continue to fan this out very softly, and this just helps make the shadow look more blended with the other colors. And then I'm going to dip into this blue and run this on the lower lash line. Now I know we're looking a little bit crazy, but I'm going to take a clean shadow brush, a little fluffier, and I'm just going to smoke out the edges and make it look less harsh. And then to use a little pop of something fun, I'm going to use the Colourpop Cream Gel Liner in the shade Prance. It's a really beautiful, like bright baby blue color. And I'm just going to place this on the lower lash line. So I just applied some lashes just because the bottom, like lower lash line is so busy. Just to balance it out, I thought like long lashes would make it look a lot better. And then for lips, I used the Essence lip liner in the shade In the Nude, and then the Kylie So Cute gloss. And then I'm going to dip back into Moony. I'm using this to highlight my brow bone and right in the inner corner. And I'm going to spritz on this Wet n Wild Photofocus Natural Finish Setting Spray. Alright you guys, so this is the completed makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope I fulfilled your requests to your heart's content. I know I haven't gotten all of your requests. I have literally a list on my phone. I read every single comment. I always write down and you guys have requests. So if you haven't seen them yet, they're coming. They're on their way. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already. If you might want to see me in any more videos, I would appreciate it so, so much. Also, YouTube is being very finicky right now and is not updating people who are like subscribed to channels like, hey, this person posted a video. Like a bunch of people that I'm subscribed to, their videos aren't popping up on my subscription feed. So if you guys don't want to miss out on any videos and you want to know when they're posted right away, go ahead and hit the notification bell down below. I believe it's somewhere by the little red subscribe box, just a little bell. I hope you're all having an amazing day, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!